Hello students, greetings to all. Here I am your physics teacher, right? Today we will learn the concept on the motion, right? So of course, when we say the term motion, we have used many time in our day-to-day life, isn't it? So if I say any examples or few examples for the motion, like what we have seen in our daily life. So I can say birds can fly, isn't it? Then fish swims, blood flows through veins and arteries, right? Then car moves, then atoms, then molecules, right? All these things are moving, isn't it? Then planets which revolving around the sun, right? Then the satellites which all revolves around the planet, satellites which are all revolves around the planet. So all these kinds. So whatever the examples we have discussing now, so these are all relates to the motion, right? So oftenly we have used this statement for the motion is when an object changes its position with respect to time, isn't it? And the most of the motions are complex in nature. So I can say there are some objects they can move in a straight line, right? That is called as a linear motion. And others may take circular path, and that kind of motion we can call as a circular motion. At the meantime, there are some objects they can be moving in a to and from motion, that is also called as oscillatory motion or vibratory motion, right? So these are the different kinds of motions can be object gains when they undergoes the different kinds of situations, right? So now here in this chapter we shall study the linear motion, that is nothing but a, when the objects they are moving in a straight line, then how does they can move, then what is the causes for their motions, right? So all these things we can study in this chapter. And also in a small quantity we can learn the circular motion, right? So let us see how it could be, right? So as we already discussed this one, that is nothing but the definition of motion, right? So the motion is nothing but which can changes in position of a body with time, right? We already discussed this statement. So whenever the bodies that can changes its position with respect to time, so that is called as a motion. So this is we have seen the many examples, isn't it? Just now we have discussed the many examples for the motion. And then this motion can be described in terms of distance moved or displacement. So whenever I say that particular object has moved, then I can say that whether consideration of their distance or displacement. By having these two parameters, by describing these two parameters, I can say whether the body has moved or not, right? So first one, let me go with distance or distance moved, right? We can see here, yeah. So here just we can assume that a person is standing here, or I can say that we have some object that is placed at a point. I can assume that here we have some object, or we have a person is standing here, right? Somewhere this person is standing at point O. Okay. So now this is the starting point. So the distance is nothing but initially the distance is nothing but it is the actual length of the path traveled by a body. Now I can say, so this person is started from O and he reaches to the point C. Okay, now I can say that this person has covered 25 kilometers of distance, right? So after that he moved to the point B, and here I can say from point C to point B he has covered 10 kilometers. From point O, if I consider from 0 to point B, it is 35 kilometers, right? Again, he covered from point B to point A in such a way 25 kilometers. If I take it from the origin O, then he has traveled 60 kilometers, right? So the actual length, which is the path traveled by the body, that is called as a distance. Now I can say, so what is the distance covered by this person? So I can say that the person has traveled 60 kilometers. from its initial point, right? From initial point to final point, he has covered 60 kilometer, right? Here I can say O is the initial point in this case, then A be the final point, right? So that is called as a distance moved. Now,